YouTube Live. I'm about to go ahead and get Facebook started for tonight's topic. Tonight is you are the testing product of the vision. I do not own the rights to this music. If you can, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Lighting. Oh my goodness. Now, see, I'm gonna have to get me one of those LED lights. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesday. Welcome. I will give. Um, I'm kind of like going back and forth. I'm looking down on this device. I'm doing Facebook Live and YouTube live today. So welcome. Hi Chastity. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Welcome. Happy New Year. This is the first Let's Confront It Wednesdays of 2019, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to share what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. I'm going to be very transparent and share some things that I have not shared before. But I'm not going to share too much because some things you're going to have to find out when my next book is released by the summer this year. Hi, Sophia. Hi, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Let's see, it's 7:07. I got on just a little late. Again, y'all gonna see me kind of looking down here because I have a device right here for YouTube Live, and then I have Facebook and Facebook Live. So you'll just kind of see me going kind of like back and forth. So, and I'm playing some music. I do not own the rights to the music. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I have it turned down pretty low. Happy New Year, Sophia. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So it's 7:07. At 7:10, about 7:10, 7:11. I got in just like a little late. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Hi, Anthony. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all have had a great day. I hope you have had a great 2019 so far. I'm super excited. This is the first Let's Confront It Wednesday of 2019. If you are joining in for the first time, if you do not know who I am Evora Bentley. I am an author, faith coach, motivational speaker, and I am founder of Overcoming the Battle, the movement. Overcoming the Battles movement is to empower others all over the world to discover their purpose and to know that your purpose, your identity is found in God. People try identity in so many different things, but I'm telling you, it can only be found in God. Hi, Kanisha. Hi, sis. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. If you're jumping on, just say hello. Tonight's topic is you are the testing product of the vision. You are the testing the vision. What exactly does that mean? We're going to talk about it tonight. We are going to talk about it. Again, I'm going to be very transparent on this video on things that I have not shared before. Just being very transparent and open. Some things I truly believe that God has placed on my heart to help somebody else who could either be or they may be going through this, and you need an encouragement and a boost, just to know that God is with you and to trust God. Hi Chunko, I apologize if I messed your name up like that, but welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. Welcome. If you can't, welcome to all the replay viewers. If you can, do me a favor, tag, share this video. I believe that it is one that's going to be very impactful and to really kick off 2019 for Let's Confront It Wednesday. We are going to confront it tonight. We're going to talk about some things and God will be glorified. Okay. So it's 7:10. I'm going to wait one more minute and I'm just going to jump in and go ahead and get started. If you see, the topic is you are the testing product of the vision. And I said earlier before, if you're just jumping in, you'll kind of see me looking down because I'm on YouTube Live, and I'm on Facebook as well. Hey Bree, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. So I'm just going to wait about 60 more seconds and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to get started. And I don't know if you guys can hear my music. I turned it down a little bit. But if you can hear it, I do not own the rights to the music. I know that you are supposed to say that. So let me go ahead and get that out there. So about 60, let's okay, 7-Eleven. It's 7-Eleven, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started and get rolling. Again, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. This is the first Let's Confront It Wednesdays of 2019. Let's Confront It Wednesdays is where we confront the very thing that you are afraid of, so that you can move forward, where we can confront things that people normally don't want to confront but needs to be confronted, and to break out this bondage off of your life so that you can move forward in the things of God. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Evora Bentley. I am a faith coach. I am a author, motivational speaker. I am founder of Overcoming the Battle movement. Yes, the movement of Overcoming the Battle is a movement that will empower others all over the world to discover their purpose, and to discover their identity, and to know that your true identity is in Christ. People try to find their identity in so many things, and they continue to come to these roadblocks and cannot find it, because you can only find it in God. So, tonight I want to share with you guys, if you have watched any of my other videos, and I've shared my story, and this is pretty much where the movement of Overcoming the Battle was birthed from. And I'm probably going to share like a small part of it, not just go so in detail of it. And this is pretty much just to follow up what I'll be sharing tonight from what happened afterwards. If you guys have seen my videos before and you tuned in and you know my story, how I was, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays, Simon, Kurt, welcome. If you heard my story, then I've shared how back in 2011 I was battling with depression, having suicidal thoughts, and I did not believe I had a purpose. I was battling and still holding on to some things that had happened in my childhood that I never overcame. And so what happened was, I cried out to God. I said, hey, God, I need for you to make yourself real to me. I need to know that you're real and that there is a purpose for my life. So then what happened, just to fast forward a couple of months later, April 3rd, one night I went to sleep, it was like an open vision. And my ex-boyfriend was driving my truck. I was on the passenger side. And so in this open vision, we were driving, and then the truck fell off of a bridge. And so I'm looking down, and it looks like we're going to crash onto all of these cars. But instead of us crashing into all of the cars that was on the highway, God's hand came out of heaven in my dream, and the truck landed in the palm of God's hand. So to me, that was a sign that, hey, maybe God is hearing my prayer. He's really trying to make himself real to me. But what I did not expect to happen is what took place 20 days later after I had that dream on April the 3rd. Hi, Melvin Johnson. Welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. What happened is, me, my ex-boyfriend, and my three daughters were in a traumatic car accident. A 17-year-old failed to stop, hit my truck, and went flipping, rolling. My oldest daughter was thrown out of the vehicle. My ex-boyfriend was thrown out of the vehicle. He had to learn how to walk all over again. My two oldest daughters had to learn how to walk all over again. My youngest daughter had scratches, no broken bones. And I crawled out of the vehicle, and I had no scratches, no broken bones, as if I was never inside of the vehicle. Like I was never inside of the vehicle. And so I remember the third night that my daughters were in ICU. I was talking to God. Honestly, I didn't understand why I was watching my daughters go through this. I would have rather been laying up in a hospital bed. And God spoke to me and said, I need you for your faith. Okay, not completely understanding what that meant, but it put me in a place where I knew I had to trust God. So it activated my faith. I said, okay, God said he needs me for my faith. So let me have faith in regards to the doctors were saying my daughters would not walk for weeks, and just saying all of these different things. But because I decided to trust God and have faith, my daughters actually took steps before they even left the hospital. So long story short, everything that the doctor spoke, God did something miraculous and wonderful. Now, let's fast forward. That was April 23rd, 2012. Later on that year, because remember, I told you I cried out to God, I need for you to make yourself real to me, and I need to know if I have a purpose. Okay? So I cried out to God. And so after the car accident, God started really just making himself real to me. Started speaking to me about who he created me to be versus what other people may have said, or even who I thought I was, because I didn't even know who I was. And so one thing I like to always say, because I know as people we get so caught up in what people say about us and how they think our life is supposed to be, is I always like to say, people may try to define you, but they can't, because it is God who designed you. So again, regardless of if you try to find your identity in a person, a certain place, or things, you will only be able to discover your identity in who you are in God. So in 2012, God started speaking to me and telling me that he was about to go on a journey. And on this journey, he was going to reveal my purpose to me and who he created me to be. And God specifically said to me that on this journey, some things are not going to look right. And he said, don't look to the left, don't look to the side, just focus on me and allow me to be your guide. So, okay, when God said some things weren't going to look right, I didn't think they were going to look how they actually ended up looking. So by the end of 2012, I had this journal where God had started speaking to me and sharing how he was about to take me on a journey. In the beginning of 2013, I remember having a dream. And in the dream, I was at the place I was working at, but it looked a little different. It didn't look like the same building. And I remember sitting down talking to my the vice president and my supervisor, and I was quitting my job. Okay, that's weird. I never saw myself leaving or quitting my job. So that was at the beginning of 2013. Then I started just really seeking God, and God was just telling me how He had other plans for me. And then I started getting words of knowledge, prophetic words of how God was calling me to leave my job. And God was just really placing that in my spirit. So what happened is, and on August 31st, 2013, I left a job that I was at for almost 9 years. Excuse me, I was at for 9 years. I left that job, complete faith. Did not know what the next step was going to be. Earlier that year, 2013, right before my birthday in February, I heard Overcoming the Battle. Didn't quite understand or know what Overcoming the Battle was. So a couple months later, I wrote Overcoming the Battle, I Know Who I Am, the first edition of Overcoming the Battle. So I left my job August 31st, 2013. I thought God was telling me to step away from the job because I was about to blow up. I was about to get this book deal and come into all this money. Like, oh yeah, I am about to blow up. Hi, Dr. Danae. Hi, Mom. I was about to blow up. So I believe that that is the reason why God had me step away from this job. No, that was not the case at all. When I tell you, when God spoke to me almost a year ago, and when God said that I'm going to take you on a journey, that some things are not going to look right, but to trust God, it was complete faith. Do you hear me? It was complete faith that I had to take. So God started to reveal and speak to me about overcoming the battle. Overcoming the battle being this movement, this vision that was going to help others to discover their purpose. Remember, the title of this is You Are the Testing Product of the Vision. What I didn't know is that before overcoming the battle would start to reach the world and help other people to discover their purpose, that I was the first person out of overcoming the battle that this would happen to. So what happened when I left my job is, some of you saw the post that I put up on Saturday. I was a vendor at an event, at a business event. And so I put up the post and I was sharing how when I pulled up to the building, it looked very familiar. I was familiar with it from 5.5 years ago. Well, what happened was when God spoke to me and said, hey, I'm about to take you on this journey. So, right, but I need you to trust me. My phone was cut off. My internet got cut off because I just completely took the step of faith and I'm like, okay, but God provided everything I need. See, sometimes we get upset, we get frustrated, and we're like, God, where are you at? When we think certain things that we have at that time that we need, but it is really some things that we want. I didn't need those things at the time. I really didn't. Hi, Kevin. I didn't need those things because let me tell you, during that time, it was just me and God. Do you hear me? It was me and God. So the post I put up Saturday, I was sharing how I went to this event, and when I pulled up to this building that was very familiar to me, I was familiar with from 5.5 years ago. It's the same building that I used to pull up to get on social media or email to communicate with my family. But let me tell you, that time when I stepped away from my job, God provided, always had a place for me and my daughters to stay. We stayed in our home, food. But the thing about not having the internet and the phone, oh my goodness, it was just me and God. It was God just completely, if I would say God, well, God was operating me, my mind, my body, my soul, and really showing me who he had created me to be. It was such a beautiful time. So I was sharing in the post Saturday that when I left the event, that tears started rolling down my eyes, and I said, I remember then. And so God spoke to me and said, if you would have stayed stuck in then, you would not be where I've brought you to now. So tonight I want to encourage you that you may be going through some things, and some things where you got to walk solely by faith. But see, you have to walk solely by faith because you have to understand that it's God who you have to trust. See, so many times we get caught up in what people say and what things look like. So many people thought I was crazy when I left my job. So many people was like, girl, things just don't look right. What are you doing? You better go back to that job. It just does not look right. But see, that's the thing. We will get so stuck on what people are saying versus what God is revealing and what God is doing, what he's doing. See, in that time when it was just me and God, God was able to pull out pride that I didn't even know I had in me. Hi, Teresa. Welcome to Let's Get Friendly Wednesdays. God was able to pull out pride. And see, the thing is, God had to pull out that pride because, see, I was so independent. You know, I thought I had it going on. I was making the most money that I ever made at a job. I owned my own house. I was a single mom taking care of all three of my kids by myself. So I thought I had it going on. But you have to understand, when it was just me and God, pull out some things out of me. He had to pull some things out of me, because you have to understand, when God places a vision inside of you, it's not for you to run with it to do what you want to do. It is a vision that God places inside of you so that God is glorified. So see, in that time where it was just me and God with things, because I had left this job and I had no idea where things was coming from, miraculous things were happening. I would have people show up in my door and give me checks. I would have people to just give me money out the blue, and things like that was happening. I don't call myself a faith coach. I've had friends and family who gave me and said, you're a faith coach, because they have literally seen me go through things where I have had to operate fully by faith and trust God. And this is what I want to share with you. And wherever it is, hi Linda, welcome to Let's Confront It Wednesdays. This is what I want to share with you. And whatever it is that God is calling you to do, you have to understand you're the testing product of the vision. God had to allow me, I had to be the testing product of this vision of overcoming the battle that is going to help people all over the world to discover their purpose. Because see, at that time when I started walking, I didn't know who I was. I had to go through so many different battles and overcome them to find my identity and find out my identity was in God. How am I going to be able to help other people and God birth this vision inside of me so that he can get glorified to help others if I didn't go through it first? I was sharing with my client earlier, and we have to really understand this thing when it comes to faith. And overcoming the battle's vision is faith over fear. You're gonna have to choose. Will you operate and have faith so that you can overcome the battles, so that you can overcome the main battle, which is to discover who you were created to be and God's purpose for your life? Or will you operate in fear? Now, here's what Hebrews 11:6 says. And it is impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe in him. Now, listen to this. And this might step on some people's toes, but you know what? I'm just going to be transparent, and I'm going to give it to you how it was given to me. If faith is the thing that pleases God, and God needs for you to be, you have to understand in your obedience. When I left that job, I was being obedient. Hi, Denise. I was being obedient and moving my faith to please God. God is the king of faith. Then who operates behind fear? The enemy operates behind fear. And my spiritual mom, my mentor, Dr. Danae LeMay, I love how it makes me think about the oak tree. You know, we have all these other things going on, but the root of that's holding on to all these things that are on these branches, whether it's rejection, insecurity, or whatever. Fear is that foundation of the roots that's holding on to the bottom of the tree. So if our faith pleases God, then who does fear please? Fear pleases the enemy. So whatever it is that you are facing, and God is telling you to be obedient, to move forward in this thing by faith, you're going to have to do it even if you are afraid, because if you do not, you're operating in fear, and your fear is pleasing the enemy and not God. It is impossible to please God without faith. You have to understand that God already knows what is ahead. Now, it was during the time that I was going through that, and it looked like, God, this does not look right. It looks so unsure. But it was because of my faith in God, and because things looked crazy. Everything that God spoke and told me, because God already told me things wasn't going to look right. He told me that a year before I started on this journey. But everything that God has promised and said was going to happen, it has happened. But see, the thing is, you have to start moving in faith first. And God is not going to show you the whole picture of what you're going to go through or what's going to happen. Because see, if God showed me those things that look so embarrassing, for me not to have internet, for me not to have phone, for me to go through being homeless, all of these things that I've gone through to walk by faith, I wouldn't have never started the journey. I would not have never started the journey. But see, it was important for me to start this journey because I am the testing product of the overcoming the battle movement. I'm the testing product of this vision. How am I going to be able to help others and tell them, look, you can overcome? How am I going to be able to be a faith coach and to help others with their faith to overcome their fear if I didn't go through it first? You have to understand that whatever it is that God is calling you to do, that other people break through, other people to get from A to B, it lies within you. Everybody is not called to be a part for you to impact with the vision to you. But somebody is supposed to be impacted by the vision that God has placed within you. Somebody. So you have to trust God, and you have to understand that when it comes to your purpose, you have to have faith or identity. You can try to find it in all these different